Coming to you with this news alert, the ELN, the Ejército de Liberación Nacional, the rebel army or rebel mafia, however you want to look at it, that has been at constant war with the government and local populations here in Colombia, has called for a national strike or paro armado. Basically, they're like a curfew. They're announcing that Colombians, according to them, are prohibited from taking to the highways and from the rivers starting Sunday. And so from December 14th, for 72 hours, they're demanding that Colombians stay indoors or stay off the roads and stay out of the rivers. Now, the thing is, most Colombians, especially in populated areas, are not going to heed this call. And this comes again at the time of when we're supposed to have President Gustavo Petro's total peace, where he promised that these groups would no longer be doing these types of things if he was elected president. He is the president now, and these groups are doing these things more than ever. Newly resurgent, strengthened groups like the ELN, like the FARC dissidents, like the mafia groups like Clan del Golfo are pretty much operating with impunity. But the ELN has called for this strike, and you might want to stay away from very rural, remote areas and things like that. The interesting thing, though, is that they have called this strike, and they are claiming that they are calling this armed curfew in Colombians, forcing Colombians to stay indoors, which is what their wish is. I mean, we'll see if Colombians actually pay them any attention, in protest of Donald Trump and his actions in the Caribbean when it comes to bombing these boats. Now, bombing these boats may not be a good idea. I think that it's legally questionable, and just my personal opinion. But aside from that, I don't really think Donald Trump cares what the ELN does and how the ELN punishing Colombian citizens or Colombian people in protest of Donald Trump makes any sense. I don't see how that makes any sense. But anyway, that's the ELN's justification why they're going to call this thing, this armed curfew that they've announced. And so the questions are, does it make any sense? The questions are, will Colombians actually pay any attention to it or mostly ignore it?